welcome to our end of week's technical analysis video. We're going to be starting things off straight away here. So as you can see, and as you all know, this blue vertical line represents the last point in which we left off in our last technical analysis video. And if we just go ahead and divulge and just zoom in for you guys real quick, you will see that we last left off when we was testing this previous area of 2591 as a support, after previously testing it as a resistance. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just start off with drawing up a path, and we're going to start from here. So as you can see, we came up to test this previous resistance as a support, and price then continued on bullish. In our last technical analysis, we spoke about this trend line that we had marked in from point A and point B here and dragged it all the way through, that if we saw this price broke, we will most likely see a bullish continuation. And in our last technical analysis, we spoke very highly and very much about a probable bullish move anyway. And that was based on the current price action that we were seeing from high to low time frames. So if I go ahead and mark in this path, so as you can see, we finally broke through that level. Then we came down to test this previous point of interest, our 2606 as a support. Price then came up to test 2627. We came and tested support again at a previous resistance in which market has tested before. Price then came back up to test 2640, and we came to test this same level of around 2622, the same level again of around 2640, and again that same level of 2622. Price then broke through this level, testing one of our lower time frame point of interests at 248. As you can see, it is a previous support in which the market has tested upon. And then as you can see, we've had a minor break again, where price eventually came down to test this next high that was created as a support, and so on and so forth. Same structured here, and as you can see, we started consolidating on the lower time frames and found a support at this level of 2663. If you remember from maybe 4 or 5 technical analysis videos ago, you would remember that this level of 2663 is a strong level and was definitely a point of interest in which we was taking into account heavily when the market was moving up and through it, or down and through it. So we came to test that level of 2663. We tested at the level of 273, and we had a small consolidation where price tested at the previous resistance as support. So we've got a lot of break and retest patterns. And then where we are now, where prices broke just into the 2700 level and is now sitting just below it. So as you can see, we have had a bullish move as expected. I'm quite happy with my analysis in our last video, since we definitely spoke about this probable move, and as you can see, it has happened. I understand that a couple of you have been taking trades off of my technical analysis videos, and by all means, that is completely up to you. I wouldn't recommend it because sometimes I can be wrong, and I'm never going to give you quote unquote predictions. I'm always just going to show you the most probable move. But yeah, so we definitely had this probable move in place, and as you can see, we have now broken up from the 2500s all the way into the 2700s. If I go ahead and delete that and just sort of increase our time frame real quick, as you can see, the bullish move is definitely strong. We have surpassed this previous high level of 2670. As you can see, we did have a slight halt in price when we did come to this level, as it is definitely a reactive level in which the market has tested previously before, and then price is now tested, and it is now matching with this lower high that was created when we had this bearish drop from the new all-time high of around 2788. So what could we see with price now? With the current strength that we are seeing, we will most likely see a bullish continuation with slight retracements. I'll give it a couple probable moves and what we could see on our hour 4 right now. So obviously, as you can see, this candlestick has been bearish, but we are only not even halfway through this 4-hour candlestick, so we could see this the first half of this candlestick start off as bearish, as we can see, and then we could see the bulls enter the market, driving price back up, finishing the candlestick above open. So we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and give you a couple scenarios in what we could see for this hour 4 time frame. So as you know, we are testing that previous resistance. What we could see is we could see a minor retracement where price comes down to test this previous resistance of around 2680, before price then breaks up and through to come test this other level of 2719, and then simply give us a break and retest pattern where we see this 2704 level tested, the resistance in which it is testing currently as of right now, and then continue on bullish, creating all-time highs. That's definitely a scenario that we could see. We could see it in a different sort of fashion. We might not see a break and retest pattern. We could in turn see this candlestick that we just spoke about completely flip, turn bullish, and we could see this bullish continuation from this level of 2619, and we could see price come, or sorry, not come, but continue to this level of 2714 before we have a slight retracement to 2704. Once price is in this level of 2700, in the 2700 range, like I spoke about last week, once we saw price break above this level into the 2600, we would see a bullish continuation up to near where the 2700 level would be. So if we do see a solid break into the 2700 range, we will most likely see a bullish continuation with price creeping closer to that 2800 level. Then the 2800 level will definitely be our next all-time high area. We will most likely see an all-time high now before the end of the year, another one, if this bullish continuation continues. If we go ahead and go to our daily, as you can see, if I go ahead and just remove this vertical line, I can now remove this trend line as well, because it is now invalidated as the trend line has been crossed. But thank you to that trend line, it gave us the information that we needed. So yeah, as you can see, we've had a strong bullish flip, with price testing a previous resistance and support. As you can see, again, if you look at price here, we are testing just below the 2700 range. Price will struggle to break through this 2700 level, as to the reason why I'm explaining that we could see some slight retracements. If I go ahead and go down to our minute 15 real quick and reset the price scale, as you can see, we are seeing a current retracement now. If you look closely though, if I go ahead and zoom back in for you real quick, as you can see here, we are definitely seeing a if I go ahead and grab an eclipse just to show you guys closer, we've had this previous resistance and where price is now testing as a support, and that is definitely indicating to us a break and retest pattern if we can see the candlesticks hold above this level. But in turn, we could see, if I go ahead and zoom out, we could see a bearish retracement from this point. If I go ahead and grab a path, we could see price continue from this level, continue down. We could see price come to here, test here, and then break down back into the 2600 range, or we could simply see price test into this 2700 range around to this level of 2675 and then continue bullish. As of right now, the most probable move is definitely a bullish continuation with some bearish retracements, but with a bullish move this strong, the bears will enter the market at some point. If I go ahead and go to our weekly real quick, as you can see, we are on Fridays. This week will be closing in roughly 9 hours, and we do have a bullish engulfing candlestick. And as you guys know, I have spoken about before, a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern is a formation and is a setup of 3 candlesticks. So you've got our A candlestick, our B, and then we'll have our third candlestick, which will be next week. Or you can have it as a 1, 2, 3 formation or stack. So if this bullish continuation, if this bullish weekly candlestick stays as it is, and we see this stay as a bullish engulfing candlestick, next week we probably will see some slight retracements, perhaps into that 2600 range, maybe to roughly around 2626. That's probably the lowest level that we could see. As you can see, price has tested at that area as a support before, because a bullish engulfing candlestick, not 100% of the time, but we'll have a retracement candlestick, and we always call this the entry candlestick. So retracement is definitely possible looking at the weekly, but the overall move will definitely be bullish. With the current strength that we are seeing in the market, if price was to go and break through this 2789 level, the previous all-time high, we will most likely see a continuation to around 2925. Where price then will test, but most likely drop back down to test the previous all-time high as a resistance. But yeah, this week definitely been a bullish week. I understand that a lot of signals have been sent in, and we have hit a lot of TPs. It has been an amazing week, and that weekly report will definitely be getting marked up tomorrow and posted on the Saturday. So yeah, that's going to be that. Overall conclusion is that the most probable move for next week is a bullish move with some slightly minor bearish retracements. So yeah, overall bullish move. And yeah, that's going to be that. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and drop us a comment and give us any feedback, anything that's wrong or anything you're happy with or anything that you want us to do in the future. By all means, we take any feedback on board. And yeah, that's been that. It's been Gold Signals, end of week technical analysis. Peace.